Hello everyone, welcome to the course on instrumentation and process control. Myself Nidhi Mehta, assistant professor at Chemical Engineering Department, LJ Institutes of Engineering and Technology. So, let's just start with the new topic, which is humidity measurement. Correct. In the previous session, we have covered various measurement topics or various topics which are related to measurement, such as temperature measurement, pressure measurement, flow measurement, right, or liquid level measurement. We have covered all the equipment which are related to all this kind of measurement, and we have seen which equipment should be selected for which kind of purposes and how to select equipment based on our need. Correct. Today we will start with the new topic, which is humidity measurement. Now, what is basically a humidity and how it affects us? Before starting the instrumentation portion, we must understand the basic concepts of humidity and how it actually affects our body. So, if you understand, or if you can see in this particular picture, if there is a low humidity, correct, whenever there is a low humidity, what happens to our body? Low humidity refers to dry air, right. So, dry air basically allow moisture from our body to evaporate, and as moisture of our body evaporates, our body temperature gets lower down, and due to that we experience cold, correct. We feel our body is quite cooler than it was supposed to be. So, if there is a high humidity, correct, if there is a case when there is a high humidity, then what happens? In case of high humidity, the air will contain huge amount of moisture. So, if there is already a huge amount of moisture in air, then the body moisture will not evaporate into the atmosphere, right. So, there will be presence of excessive amount of moisture inside our body, and due to that we will feel uncomfortable, we will start sweating, right. So, this is the condition of high humidity, correct. So, whether it is a low humidity or it is a high humidity, it will definitely going to affect our body. Now, this was all about our system or our body. Let's now discuss what is humidity and how it actually occurs. So, humidity is basically presence of concentration of water vapor in the air, or we can also say it like presence of amount of water vapors in ambient air or atmospheric air is termed as humidity, correct. Now, humidity are classified into three different categories: absolute humidity, relative humidity and specific humidity, correct. So, how the humidity is generated and how it is behaving, depending on that we have classified humidity into three different categories: absolute humidity, relative humidity and specific humidity. Now, due to humidity, there are different phenomena which are occurring in our environment. First one, as you can see, is formation of dew, right. This is formation of precipitate and this is fog. So these are the three main phenomena which occur due to humidity. It can be a precipitate, fog or the forecast, correct. So now going to the equipment which are used to determine humidity. First equipment which is used to determine humidity is hygrometer, correct. So this is the equipment which is used to determine humidity, which is known as hygrometer. So what is hygrometer basically is? A hygrometer is an instrument which used to measure the moisture content in atmospheric air or in our atmosphere, correct. It basically works on the measurement of some other quantity or parameter. So it basically measures either temperature, pressure, mass of any mechanical or electrical change in any substance, and then it converts that measured value into humidity measurement, right. So this hygrometer is basically a hair hygrometer. It is a hair hygrometer which is typically used to determine the moisture content in ambient air or humidity of ambient air. So hair hygrometer is a type of absorption hygrometer and it uses mechanical humidity sensing technique, correct. So what it actually does is, this basically changes the linear dimensions of the material which we are using, that is hair, and then we just manipulate that change into conversion and determine the value of humidity. So let's just see a sketch of hygrometer and consider its working. So this is the simplest form of sketch of hygrometer. There is a humidity sensor which is here, as you can see in the leftmost part of the diagram. Inside that there is a dotted line which is nothing but hairs, and those hairs are parallelly arranged inside that sensor or humidity sensor, correct. Now this device is then attached to an arm which is linked to a pointer which will indicate the reading corresponding to the hair humidity sensor. Now how it actually works? The hairs is basically arranged in a parallel beam. As you can see inside the humidity sensor, those dotted line represents the hairs, correct. So they are basically parallelly arranged inside that particular box, and they are separated from one another to expose them to the surrounding or atmospheric air. The hair arrangement is placed under small tension, and by using that tension, or we can apply that tension using an spring arrangement, correct. The hair arrangement is then connected to the pointer, and that pointer is linked to the scale which will give you the reading. So what happens when the hair will absorb the humidity from surrounding air? It will have a physical change, and that physical change is then calibrated into the scale of humidity to represent the amount of humidity present in the air, correct. Coming to advantages of hygrometer, the first advantage of hygrometer is temperature, right. We can use this equipment in the range of 0 degree to 75 degrees centigrade. So we can use it in the quite wide range of temperature. Second advantage is These hydrometers are used in relative humidity range of 30 to 95% relative humidity. We can use this equipment in the range of 30 to 95% humidity. Disadvantage of hygrometer is if the air hygrometer is used constantly, then we need to calibrate it again and again, because due to change in physical appearance of hair over and over, we need to replace them, right? And the response is quite slow, correct? The next type of equipment which we use is wet bulb and dry bulb thermometer. So, as you can see in this particular picture, there is a wet bulb thermometer and there is a dry bulb thermometer. What we basically do is, we will measure the temperature in both the thermometer. We will determine the difference of temperature in both the thermometer and then convert this temperature difference into humidity, correct? So, if you can see in the dry bulb temperature, and this is the wet bulb temperature. So, the difference between both the temperature is known as temperature depression, and this temperature depression is then converted into humidity, correct? So, this is how the wet bulb and dry bulb thermometer works, right? In case of wet bulb thermometer, we have put a wet wick inside the thermometer covering the bulb of thermometer, correct? So, depending on the temperature depression, how much amount of temperature has been reduced in case of dry bulb and wet bulb, we will determine the amount of humidity which is present in the air. Coming to next is psychometer method. So, psychometer is basically an wet bulb dry bulb thermometer which is used, and as you can see here, this is the equipment which is used in case of psychometer. So, psychometer basically consists of two thermometers, one is wet bulb and second one is dry bulb, correct? It is covered with a glass frame and is rotated with the speed of 5 meter per second to 10 meter per second to get necessary air motion, due to which we can get our desired readings. So, as you can see in this particular picture, there is a glass case. Inside this particular glass case, we are having two frames. The purpose of this frame is to hold both the thermometers, right? One thermometer is a wet bulb thermometer which is having wick covering its bulb, and another thermometer is a dry bulb thermometer. It will again use the same principle of wet and dry bulb thermometer. It will sense the temperature, give you the difference between both the temperature reading, which is known as temperature depression, and that is then converted into our desired result of humidity, correct? Talking about advantages, so the first advantage of using psychometer is it is used for checking humidity level in air conditioned room and installation. So, whenever we are using ACs, we can easily use this equipment to determine the humidity level. Next advantage is it is used to set and check hair hygrometer, right? In case of hair hygrometer equipment, we can use this equipment to do the calibration. Next is it is used in the measurement range of 0 to 100% relative humidity. So, we can use this equipment in the wide range of relative humidity. Next is we can use wet bulb temperature in the range of 0 to 180 degree centigrade, which is again a quite wide range of temperature. Coming to disadvantages portion, The first disadvantage is evaporation process at wet bulb will add moisture to the air. Yes. So, whenever there is an evaporation occurring in the wet bulb, due to that there will be a moisture content which will be added into the atmosphere. Next is it cannot be used in automation requirement situation. So, we cannot fully automate this particular equipment. Next, it cannot be used for continuous recording purpose. Whenever we need an assembly where we need to continuously record reading in definite time interval, we cannot use this equipment. And last one is, if there is any kind of dirt which has covered the wick of wet bulb, then there will be a misleading results. Correct. So, these are the disadvantages of psychometer. So, these are all equipment which are used to measure humidity of air. Hope all the topics are quite clear. Thank you.